Then the congruence of triangles. Congruence of triangles. Triangles are made up of 3 sides and 3 angles. So if sides are there, that means the length has to be same, corresponding length. Say for these two triangle, AB has to be equal to PQ, AC has to be equal to PR, exact same length, and BC has to be equal to QR. So this is the side. If the 3 sides are equal, or if this side is equal to this side and all these 3 sides are equal, they form a congruency, then we say they are congruent. And when we talk about angles, if this angle is equal to this angle, the measure has to be equal, same. This angle is equal to this angle and this angle is equal to this angle. These two triangles are termed as congruent. So what we talk about here is, there are 3 vertices, right? First we have to correspond the vertices. When we are talking about A, which one of this A corresponds to this figure? May it be P, Q, R. So let us see. This is A is corresponding to P, B is corresponding to Q, and C is corresponding to R. So we write like this: A is corresponding to P, right? Then we can say these are the vertices. So the corresponding vertices are like this: A to P, B to Q, and C to R. And corresponding sides are exactly like this. So AB, PQ, BC, QR, and AC, PR. And how about the corresponding angles? A is equal to P, B is equal to Q, C is equal to R, right? So this is the correspondence you show. When you show the correspondence, you write like this: first A, then B, then C, like A, B, C, then P, then Q, then R, P, Q, R. This is the correspondence. So let us take an example so that you can understand more. If A, B, C and P, Q, R are congruent under the correspondence, this one, so A is corresponding to R. If these two are triangles, A is corresponding to R. See, the dotted line shows the correspondence. The B is corresponding to Q. So B is corresponding to Q, and the third one, C, is corresponding to P. C is corresponding to P, right? So this is the correspondence. Now, write the parts ABC that correspond to PQ. PQ, which is corresponding to PQ? P is corresponding to C, so C, and Q is corresponding to B. So the line is CB. The line is CB, right? Angle Q, because angle this side vertex Q is corresponding to B, so Q is corresponding to B. How about RP? R is corresponding to A. R is corresponding to A, and P is corresponding to C. So AC. This will be the relationship. So let us discuss something. When two triangles ABC and PQ are given, there are in all 6 possible matching and correspondence. 2 of them is this. Find other 4. So let us make a triangle A, B, C, and this is PQR. PQR. So A can correspond to P, B can correspond to Q, and C can correspond to R. Now A can correspond to Q. So what we can do here is P, Q, R, Q, P, R, R, P, Q. So A can correspond to Q, A can correspond to P, A can correspond to R. Similarly, in this similar fashion, we will, as A correspond to Q, B is corresponding to R, and C is corresponding to P. So these are a few combinations that you can write. So these are 2 other combinations you can write.